My first guest says today's nuclear deal enriches the regime and makes the world less safe. Joining us tonight is Mark Dubowitz. He's executive director for the Foundation of the Defense of Democracies. Mark, good to have you here. Straight out, this deal, the Republicans have already forfeited their right and any opportunity, really, to meaningfully review this deal, have they not?
Well, Lou, they're certainly going to review the deal. I think they also have the right to rebuke the president on this. I mean, there's still an opportunity for a significant vote of no confidence in the president and no confidence in this deal. I think if 60% of the U.S. Congress...
This isn't a parliamentary government, Mark. I mean, these guys 3 months ago were bragging, including Senator Corker, bragging about the fact they'd gotten the right to review the deal and approve or disapprove it. It turns out now they're the ones with the burden to get two-thirds votes to override a veto rather than making it a treaty in which the president would have had to get two-thirds votes to approve it.
Lou, no doubt. This should be a treaty. This is the most important national security agreement the United States has signed in decades. It is an absolute travesty that this is not a treaty, and that is absolutely the reality. I would just say this, that given what we're dealing with and that the cards that are on the table right now, that what we need to do is drive for 67 votes in the U.S. Senate and the same percentage in the U.S. House, and actually overturn this deal and overturn the president's veto. I would be happy with a 60% vote in the U.S. Congress as a vote of non-confidence. I think that actually lays the predicate for the next president to start to deal with this terrible deal, to abrogate this deal, and to start to lay the predicate to our partners and to the international community that the United States will not abide by a terrible and deeply flawed nuclear agreement with a leading state sponsor of terrorism.
Everyone seems to be, nearly everyone seems to be, certainly on the Republican side of the issues here, and our allies outside the 5+1, if you would include amongst those our allies, conclude that this is a terrible deal. There's no quid pro quo for the United States. They will remain a state, the leading state sponsor of terrorism. The Iranians will also have billions of new dollars, new wealth, and access to the global financial and oil markets. What in the world is Kerry thinking?
Well, Lou, it's actually worse than that, because you're exactly right. But because of this deal, there are key restrictions in this deal that begin to disappear over time. And so Iran will actually, over a decade, begin to emerge with an industrial-sized nuclear program with near zero breakout capability, a much easier clandestine sneak-out capability, an intercontinental ballistic missile program. And this will be based on the deal's restrictions sunsetting or disappearing over time. So you've got to have, I mean, this deal, when you look at it from a nuclear perspective, a terrorism perspective, and the ability to enrich a state sponsor of terrorism, this deal fails on all accounts. I don't know what Secretary Kerry was thinking, but clearly he wasn't thinking as deeply as he should have.
Mark Dubowitz, we thank you for thinking deeply and being with us here tonight. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Lou.